Your dreams need action, not approval. Ladies and gentlemen, listen closely to the silence that hangs in the air between who you are right now and who you know you are capable of becoming. For in that silence lies the most dangerous addiction of the modern soul, a subtle poison that paralyzes potential and suffocates genius before it ever has the chance to breathe. And that poison is the waiting room of validation, where you sit clutching the ticket of your dreams, staring at a door that will never open because you have been deceived into believing that there is a gatekeeper who must grant you permission to be great. But I am here to shatter that illusion and tell you that the door is painted on the wall. The gatekeeper is a ghost of your own insecurities. And the only thing standing between you and the monumental life you envision is the terrifying and liberating realization that your dreams do not need approval. They need action. They need the visceral, messy, chaotic, and beautiful kinetic energy of movement. Because while you are busy polishing your plans and asking the world if they are good enough, someone else with half your talent and twice your courage is already halfway up the mountain, leaving footprints in the snow while you are still checking the weather report. And it is a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions that we live in an era where the human spirit has been tricked into thinking its worth is a democracy, that the validity of your vision is something to be voted upon by a jury of peers who are too terrified to chase their own shadows, let alone understand the brilliance of your light. So you must understand that seeking consensus is the death of innovation. For by definition, a vision is something seen by one before it is seen by many. And to expect the crowd to validate a blueprint they cannot yet comprehend is not just madness. It is a betrayal of the gift that was placed specifically in your hands, not theirs. So why do you wait for the applause before the performance? Why do you crave the nod of the critic who has never stepped foot in the arena, who sits in the cheap seats safe from the blood and the sweat and the dust, projecting their own limitations onto your boundless horizon, telling you to be realistic, when reality is nothing more than a canvas waiting for you to paint a new picture? And you must realize that every time you suppress your intuition to please a skeptic, you die a little. You trade a piece of your sovereignty for a fleeting moment of comfort, but comfort is a liar. Comfort tells you that you are safe, while it slowly atrophies your muscles and dulls your mind, leading you gently down the path of least resistance toward a graveyard filled with books that were never written, businesses that were never launched, songs that were never sung, and inventions that never saw the light of day, all because their creators were waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the economy to stabilize, waiting for their parents to understand, waiting for the stars to align. But the stars do not align for those who stand still. The stars align for those who move with velocity. For the universe has a fundamental law that responds to momentum, not hesitation. And when you take action, even imperfect action, you generate a magnetic field that pulls resources, allies, and opportunities towards you. Doors you didn't even know existed begin to unlock, not because you asked for permission, but because you kicked them open with the sheer force of your resolve. So stop wearing your uncertainty like a cloak. Stop treating your life like a dress rehearsal for a play that will never open. This is the show. The cameras are rolling. The clock is ticking with a ruthless indifference to your fears. And every second you spend agonizing over what others might think is a second stolen from your masterpiece, a second you can never buy back. So you must develop a callous over your need for praise. You must become your own Supreme Court, your own audience, your own validator, and look in the mirror to ask only one question. Did I give everything I had today? And if the answer is yes, then let the world scream what it wants. Let them doubt, let them mock, let them analyze, because while they are busy talking about why it can't be done, you will be busy doing it. You will be busy failing and learning and rising and adapting, building your castle brick by bloody brick, while they are still arguing over the zoning laws, because the truth is that readiness is a myth, a horizon line that moves as you approach it, and you will never feel fully ready. You will never feel fully qualified. You will always feel a tremor of vertigo when you stand on the precipice of the unknown. But that fear is not a stop sign. It is a compass. It is pointing you toward the exact direction you need to go. For the things that scare you are the things that will grow you, and the only way to conquer the fear is to walk directly through the fire of it, to burn away the need for acceptance and emerge on the other side as a creature of will and purpose, indistinguishable from the destiny you were born to fulfill. So today, right now, in this breath, I call upon you to sever the puppet strings of other people's opinions, to commit treason against your own insecurities, to stop asking, "Who is going to let me?" and start declaring, "Who is going to stop me?" Because the world does not need more echoes. It does not need more conformists. It needs the raw, unpolished, the relentless force of nature that is you, when you finally decide that your dreams are worth more than your reputation. So take the step, make the call, write the page, launch the ship, and let the wake of your action be the only apology you ever leave behind, for you are not here to be liked. You are here to be legendary. The critics are observers. You are the gladiator. We must address the fear of judgment. It is the monster under the bed for every dreamer. What will they say if I fail? Let them say what they will. The critic is a spectator. The critic sits in the cheap seats, safe from the blood and the sweat, pointing out how the gladiator stumbled. It is easy to be a critic. It requires zero vulnerability. It requires zero risk. But you are in the arena. Your face is marred by dust and sweat and blood. You are striving valiantly. You err, you come short again and again, but you are actually living. Understand this psychological truth. People who are building their own dreams rarely have time to tear down yours. When someone attacks your ambition, when they scoff at your unrealistic goals, they are not revealing a truth about you. They are revealing a limit within themselves. They are projecting their own abandoned potential onto you. Your courage reflects their cowardice, and that makes them uncomfortable. Do not dim your light just because it shines in their eyes. Hand them sunglasses and keep working. The cult of readiness. Stop waiting to feel ready. Readiness is a myth. It is a horizon line. As you move toward it, it moves further away. You will never feel 100% ready. You will never feel 100% qualified. You will never have enough money, enough time, or enough connections. If you wait until you are ready, you will be waiting until the autopsy. The greatest leaders, artists, and entrepreneurs started before they were ready. They started with fear in their throats. They started with shaking hands. They started when they were broke, tired, and ridiculed. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting in spite of it. You need to become comfortable with the feeling of vertigo. That feeling in your stomach when you step off the ledge of the known into the abyss of the unknown, that is not a sign to stop. That is a sign that you are growing. That is the feeling of your life expanding. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not dreams. They are hobbies. If your path is laid out clearly before you, it is not your path. It is someone else's. Your path is created by the act of walking on it, the pivot to self-sovereignty. So, how do we break the chain? How do we stop the addiction to approval? It begins with a radical pivot to self-sovereignty. You must become your own Supreme Court. You must learn to validate yourself. When you finish a day of hard work, do not look to your phone for likes. Look in the mirror and ask, did I give my all today? If the answer is yes, that is all the approval you need. This requires a hardening of the mind. It requires the discipline to silence the noise. Defend your vision. Treat your dream like a newborn child. You wouldn't let strangers poke and prod a newborn, exposing it to viruses. Protect your dream in its early stages. Don't share it with cynics. Share it only with those who have the capacity to nurture it. Redefine failure. Stop viewing failure as proof of your inadequacy. View it as proof of your action. Failure is just feedback. It is the tuition you pay for success. If you aren't failing, you aren't trying hard enough. Audit your circle. Surround yourself with people who are biased toward action. Energy is contagious. If you hang around people who wait, you will wait. If you hang around people who move, you will move. The call to arms. The clock is ticking. Can you hear it? It is the heartbeat of the universe, counting down. We do not know how much sand is left in the hourglass. Every second you spend agonizing over what others think is a second stolen from your masterpiece. The world does not need more conformists. We have enough echoes. We need voices. The world does not need more people who stay in their lane. We need people who pave new roads. The world needs you, the real you, the unpolished, unapproved, relentless you. It is time to stop asking, who is going to let me? And start saying, who is going to stop me? Imagine, just for a moment, what would happen if you stopped caring. Imagine the surge of power if you severed the puppet strings of validation. You would write that book. You would start that business. You would approach that person. You would travel to that country. You would forgive yourself. You would become a force of nature, the architecture of regret. Let's talk about the cost. Because the cost of waiting for approval is not free. It is the most expensive tax you will ever pay. The currency you are paying with is time, and unlike money, you cannot print more of it. Imagine a graveyard. It is a cliché, I know, but walk with me there for a moment. It is the wealthiest place on the planet. Buried beneath those headstones are books that were never written, songs that were never sung, inventions that never launched, and loves that were never pursued. Why? Because the deceased were waiting. They were waiting for the right time. They were waiting for their parents to understand. They were waiting for the economy to stabilize. They were waiting for permission. Regret is not a loud, crashing wave. It is a slow, corrosive rust. It starts on the day you have an idea that lights your nervous system on fire, and you extinguish it because someone said, "That's risky." Every time you suppress your intuition to please a critic, you die a little. You trade a piece of your sovereignty for a moment of comfort. But comfort is a liar. Comfort tells you that you are safe, while it slowly suffocates your potential. You do not want to reach the twilight of your life, looking back at a pristine, untouched existence, realizing that you preserved your reputation but wasted your purpose. You want to slide into the grave worn out, scarred, exhausted, and smiling, screaming, "I used every ounce of potential I was given. I didn't wait for them to clap. I clapped for myself." The illusion of consensus. Why do we crave validation? It is primal. Thousands of years ago, if the tribe disapproved of you, you were exiled. And in the wilderness, exile meant death. We are biologically wired to seek consensus because consensus once meant safety. But you are not hunting mammoths anymore. You are hunting destiny, and the rules of survival have changed. Today, the quest for consensus is the death of innovation. The gallery, that imaginary audience you perform for in your head, is filled with ghosts. It is filled with the voices of a teacher who doubted you 20 years ago, a parent who projected their fears onto you, or peers who are too terrified to chase their own potential. When you ask for their approval, you are not asking for wisdom. You are asking for permission to be different. And here is the tragedy. People cannot approve what they cannot see. Your dream is a vision. By definition, a vision is something seen by one before it is seen by many. To expect the crowd to validate a vision they cannot yet see is madness. You are the architect. You have the blueprints in your mind. Do not ask the people passing by on the street if the building is sturdy before you have even laid the foundation. The moment you suspend your dreams to wait for applause, you hand the steering wheel of your life to people who are merely passengers. You must understand that the day after you declare your independence is not a parade. It is a construction site. The adrenaline of the start will fade. The dopamine of the announcement will evaporate, and you will be left with the cold, hard, unglamorous reality of the work itself. This is the great filter. The quiet graveyard where 99% of dreamers are buried. Not because they lacked talent, but because they could not survive the silence, because they were addicted to the feedback loop, and when the likes stopped coming, when the friends stopped asking, "How's it going?" when the early excitement turned into the mundane repetition of the daily grind, they felt invisible, and feeling invisible made them feel worthless. But you must fall in love with the invisibility. You must learn to view obscurity not as a punishment, but as a sanctuary. A dark room where the film of your future is being developed, a forge where the heat is high and the doors are locked so that you can hammer the raw iron of your ambition into a weapon of undeniable consequence. Do not mistake silence for stagnation. The seed grows in the dark. The foundation is poured deep underground, buried in dirt, seen by no one, yet it is the only thing that allows the skyscraper to kiss the clouds. You are in the foundation phase now. You are digging, you are sweating. Your back aches and your hands are calloused, and nobody is clapping because nobody can see you in the hole. Good. Stay in the hole. Keep digging. You must replace the cheap sugar rush of motivation with the slow burning coal of obsession. Motivation is a fickle friend who only shows up when the sun is shining. Obsession is the loyal dog that hunts with you in the pouring rain. Obsession does not care if you are tired. Obsession does not care if the algorithm ignored your post. Obsession does not care if the bank account is low. Obsession demands that you show up to the canvas, to the keyboard, to the gym, to the laboratory, day after day after day, not because you want a reward, but because you literally cannot breathe if you do not let this thing out of you. Stop looking at the scoreboard. The scoreboard is a lagging indicator. The work you do today will not show up on the scoreboard for 6 months. Can you handle that delay? Can you handle working for 180 days without a single round of applause? If you can, you own the world. If you can't, you are merely renting space in it. So let the critics sleep. Let the doubters embrace their mediocrity. Let the rest of the world distract themselves with the circus of triviality. You have work to do. You are building an empire in the quiet hours of the morning while they dream. You are sharpening your blade in the dark so that when the light finally hits you, and it will hit you, you won't just sparkle. You will slice through reality itself. Walk into the dark, close the door, do the work. The guilt of ascending. You are moving now. You are grinding. But as you begin to climb, you will notice a strange heaviness pulling at your ankles. You will feel a phantom pain in your chest. It is not the pain of failure. It is the pain of evolution. You are discovering a brutal truth. You cannot take everyone with you. As you upgrade your mind, your habits, and your vision, you become a mirror to those around you. And when they look at you, they no longer see a friend to commiserate with. They see a reflection of their own wasted potential. They see what they could have been if they had been brave enough to start. And because this reflection hurts them, they will try to pull you back down. They will not do it with malice. They will do it with love. They will say, "You've changed." They will ask, "Why are you working so hard?" "Come relax." They will whisper, "Don't forget where you came from." You must have the iron will to ignore this soft sabotage. Understand that you've changed is not an insult. It is a confirmation. You are supposed to change. If you are the same person you were a year ago, you are not living. You are looping. You are a broken record repeating the same track of mediocrity. This is the physics of flight. To reach a new altitude, a rocket must drop its heavy boosters. It must shed the weight that served it on the ground but kills it in the stratosphere. Some of your old habits are heavy boosters. Some of your old environments are heavy boosters. And yes, tragically, some of the people you love are heavy boosters. This does not mean you do not love them. It means you love your destiny more. It means you refuse to suffocate your future to make your past feel comfortable. You will feel guilty. You will feel like you are betraying the tribe. But you must realize that the greatest betrayal is not leaving them behind. The greatest betrayal is staying with them and rotting together. By rising, you become a lighthouse. You cannot save a ship by jumping into the ocean and drowning with the crew. You save the ship by standing firm on the rock, shining a light, and showing them the way. So, let them call you obsessed. Let them call you distant. Let them call you arrogant. There is no oxygen for their opinions at the altitude you are going to. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop shrinking to fit into rooms you have outgrown. Stop dimming your light because it hurts their eyes. Walk the path. If they can keep up, they are welcome. If they cannot, they will be missed. But under no circumstances do you turn around.